In the opening of our story, a young girl, Emily Kale, wakes up to a news alert about the president's Middle East peace negotiations. She sees helicopters with President James Sawyer and Agent Carol Finnerty returning to the White House. President Sawyer instructs the pilot to do the thing. President Sawyer, known for his tradition of flying over the reflecting pool by the Lincoln Memorial, requests the pilot to change the route. He shares a fact about Lincoln's support for women's voting. Meanwhile, Capitol Police Officer John Kale, who's watching President Sawyer's speech on poverty, returns to work as a security officer for Speaker of the House Eli Raffleson. He picks up Raffleson from his home and drives him toward the White House. Head of the Presidential Secret Service, Martin Walker, watches the speech, prepares a gun, and places an American flag pin near a photo of his late son, Kevin, who died in Black Ops mission. He says goodbye to his wife, Muriel, and heads to work. While walking with Raffleson, John Kale meets Jenna, a young woman, and requests an interview with Finnerty for a Secret Service position. Jenna agrees and arranges White House tour passes for Kale's daughter, Emily, who is a fervent politics enthusiast and a fan of President Sawyer. Meanwhile, a man named Conrad Cern sneaks into room 116, posing as a White House worker. Later, Kale goes to Emily's house to pick her up, but she's angry and refuses to speak. Emily's mother, Melanie, reveals that Kale missed Emily's talent show last week, which has strained their relationship. Emily loses her attitude and becomes ecstatic when she receives White House passes. President Sawyer, facing criticism from reporter Roger Skinner, receives a supportive call from his wife, Allison, who reminds him to keep a pocket watch close to his heart. Conrad, disguised as a janitor, carries a bomb in a truck. John and Emily arrive at the White House, meeting Finnerty, who recognizes Kale from college. Kale undergoes an interview with Finnerty and Special Agent Ryan Todd, revealing his Afghanistan service and heroism, but also his poor credit, average GPA, and a history of not following orders, making him seem unqualified. Despite John Kale's impressive skills, Finnerty rejects him for the job. He lies to his daughter Emily about getting the job to maintain her admiration. Meanwhile, Martin Walker, during a meeting with the president's detail, celebrates his last day with a surprise cake. Kale and Emily join a White House tour and notice suspicious men posing as home theater repairmen. Emily impresses the tour guide with her White House knowledge. The tour is interrupted by President Sawyer, who greets the guests. Emily fangirls over the president and introduces Kale to him. President Sawyer realizes Kale lied about being his security officer. After the president leaves, Emily goes to the bathroom while Kale and Donnie discuss the 1800s White House burning. Conrad leaves a bomb in the Capitol building, which explodes as his watch timer hits 0. Finnerty witnesses the White House explosion. Mercenaries disguised as repairmen, led by Emil Stens, take over the White House, killing agents. They target the armory, take heavy-duty equipment, and head to an elevator, with Emily hiding from them. As the White House burns, Walker orders a perimeter and evacuates personnel. The hit squad takes control of the roof, executing guards with precision. Kale has anxiety but can't leave the room, and Emily witnesses a massacre. 2 mercenaries open the gates, allowing vans in, and Emily records this. Mercenaries Tyler and Killick emerge, killing agents and taking hostages. Kale grabs a gun and attempts to escape but avoids capture. Choppers approaching the White House are repelled by heavy artillery fire, forcing them to retreat. In the chaos, Kale realizes Emily is missing and defends himself against a mercenary in the bathroom. He takes the mercenary's radio and discovers President Sawyer heading to the safe room while the vice president is airlifted. Walker, seemingly an ally, leads the president's detail to the PEC but turns hostile, killing everyone. Kale overhears Walker's communication with Stens and locates them. He provides cover fire, allowing the president to escape. They face pursuit but take an elevator, evading the mercenaries. Stens and Walker confront them, heading to the hacker Tyler to resume their mission. Inside the White House, Tyler begins hacking the U.S. systems from the PEC while the hostages, including the secretaries, are moved to another room. Emily keeps recording the mercenaries and uploading it while hiding from Killick in a closet. On the elevator, Kale suggests calling in SEAL Team 6, and President Sawyer mentions a satellite phone in the residence. Outside, Finnerty and Raffleson contact General Caulfield and inform Hammond on Air Force One about the situation, with the Army positioned around the White House. After Emily finishes uploading, she surrenders and joins the other hostages. In the elevator, Cale spots a mercenary with javelin missiles but avoids detection thanks to another mercenary's dismissal. The vice president discusses constitutional limitations with General Caulfield and Finnerty. A phone call between Walker and Finnerty unfolds as Walker demands a ransom and threatens the president's life. Walker, revealed as the mastermind behind the attack, demands a $400 million ransom from the Federal Reserve. He falsely claims to have President Sawyer and threatens to execute him on the South Lawn unless the plane and money are ready in 2 hours. Cale and Sawyer head to the president's residence, secure a satellite phone, and contact personnel assisting in the crisis. Cale updates Finnerty on the situation, and she advises them to head to the hidden tunnels below the White House. While attempting to reach safety, Cale encounters mercenaries and engages in a confrontation, ending in the kitchen with President Sawyer's assistance. He contacts Finnerty to report their escape and receives instructions to turn on the news. Cale tears up as he sees Emily's viral footage on the news, exposing the terrorists. Melanie rushes to the White House to save her daughter. Stens and his men see the video, and he threatens Emily. The Pentagon identifies the terrorists using the video. Cale and Sawyer reach the underground tunnels, but the terrorists, equipped with hidden cameras, locate them and rig the tunnel gate with explosives, firing at them within seconds. Cale and Sawyer escape to the presidential limo, with Stens giving chase in a car. Unable to break through the strong metal gates, Cale avoids them, circling the lawn and fountain to outmaneuver the mercenaries. A U.S. tank arrives but is hit by an RPG. The RPG targets the limo, prompting Sawyer to fire an RPG from the car window, blowing open the gate. The media captures the spectacle. Killick drags Emily out of the window, distracting Cale and momentarily causing him to lose focus, sending it crashing into a nearby pool. Cale distracts Stens and Walker, throws a grenade, and escapes with Sawyer. A mercenary's minigun shot hits a boiler, causing a massive explosion, making it seem like Sawyer was killed. Vice President Hammond is sworn in as president. Finnerty discovers Walker's terminal illness and brings his wife, Muriel, in an attempt to dissuade him. Despite her efforts, Walker remains resolute, seeking vengeance for their son. Cale takes Sawyer to a safe place to tend to his injuries, where they discuss their lives and daughters. Cale reveals that Emily is a fan and strongly admires him. Hammond orders a Special Forces unit to retake the White House, and Cale warns them about the danger of javelin missiles, but they don't listen, resulting in 2 Blackhawks being shot down. Cale reaches the White House roof and saves the remaining soldiers. He confronts Stens, with Special Forces intervening, but Stens shoots down their chopper. They crash near the hostages, narrowly missing them. Cale and Stens continue their fight, and Cale gains the upper hand. However, another mercenary intervenes, forcing Cale to flee, losing his White House tour passes, which reveal Emily as his daughter. Tyler gains control of NORAD's weapon system and launches a missile, striking Air Force One, resulting in the loss of all on board, including the president. Raffleson is sworn in as the new president and orders an airstrike on the White House, set to occur in 10 minutes. Walker writes down codes as Stens takes Emily into the Oval Office. They threaten to harm Emily unless Cale surrenders the president. Sawyer decides to turn himself in to save her. Cale contacts Finnerty and learns that he has about 8 minutes before the airstrike. Walker reveals a nuclear to Sawyer. Walker aims to launch nuclear attack, but Sawyer refuses. Cale sets off an alarm to save Emily, causing Walker to halt. Cale takes out 2 armed men but is cornered by Killick until Donnie intervenes. Tyler accidentally kills himself with his own bomb while trying to escape. Walker and a mercenary argue, and Walker kills him. Sawyer tries to stop Walker with a pin but fails, leading to the activation of the nuclear. All nuclear sites are activated, and Walker shoots Sawyer while Emily tries to fight him. Stens battles Cale and is eventually defeated when Cale puts a grenade belt on him. With an airstrike 2 minutes away, Walker enters codes to target multiple locations, but Cale crashes into the Oval Office with a van. With seconds to spare, Kale shoots Walker, halting the launch sequence. He instructs Emily to run while he searches for Sawyer. Emily takes the presidential flag outside as fighter jets approach. Though Raffleson doesn't cancel the attack, the jets refuse to continue, preventing the airstrike. The crowd outside cheers for Emily, and she's hailed as a hero by the media. Kale discovers that Sawyer survived the gunshot thanks to his pocket watch. Finnerty contacts Kale, suggesting the mercenaries weren't hired by Walker or Stins, and Kale has suspicions. Kale is reunited with Melanie and Emily. Finnerty and Raffleson arrive, and Kale reveals that Raffleson was part of the plan. He proves it by having Finnerty dial the callback number, and Sawyer orders Raffleson's arrest. Finnerty apologizes to Kale for not appointing him earlier. Sawyer boards his helicopter and addresses Kale as Special Agent Kale, inviting Emily to join them. On board, Finnerty informs Sawyer that the peace treaty has been agreed upon by the leaders of Russia, China, Iran, and France. As they depart, Sawyer instructs his pilot to do the thing, and John and Emily can relax and enjoy the moment. If you guys enjoy this type of content, please like and subscribe for more. See you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.